Today, we're going to talk about a topic that has been talked about and publicized for ages: the mystery of the sign of the beast. At first glance, it may seem like a distant event, but if you are aware that the wheels of this prophecy are already in motion today, join us on this journey of discovering the secrets behind the mark of the beast. These secrets are not only revealed in sacred scriptures, but are also reflected in current events. To prepare yourselves for a revelation that will challenge your understanding and hold your attention until the end, as recorded in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. And he makes everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slaves, receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, so that no one can buy or sell except he who has the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Before we start, I want to ask you to subscribe to my channel here. See that red subscribe button right below the video. Click on it, and then a bell will appear. It is very important that you click on this bell and select the all option so that you receive all notifications for the next videos I upload. Today, we will explore the mysteries underlying this prophetic sign and investigate why some people may be inclined to accept it at first glance. It may seem unbelievable that anyone would willingly accept a sign associated with evil. However, it is a reality that the spirit of Antichrist is already at work in the world, as quoted in 2 Corinthians 4. For the God of this age has blinded the minds of those who disbelieve, so that the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, which is the image of God, let it not shine on them. The spirit of Antichrist is already at work among us, obscuring spiritual truth. One of the main methods the adversary employs is lying. He is known as the father of lies, as stated in John 8:44. Since the Garden of Eden, he has used lies and will continue to do so when the Antichrist arises. He will not present himself with horns and red eyes, but as a man of peace, deceiving the world by posing as a solution to all global problems. People will adore and follow you without realizing your true intentions. In addition to disappointment, idolatry will play a crucial role. People will begin to worship the Antichrist as an idol or celebrity. Modern society already exhibits inclinations toward the idolatry of celebrities, musicians, and athletes. Veneration for these idols, even if seemingly harmless, points the path that can lead people to accept the mark of the beast when the time comes. It is imperative to understand that the spirit of the Antichrist is already at work, and we must remain vigilant. Let us not underestimate the power of the adversary to deceive and seduce. The revelation of the Antichrist may not be as far away as we imagine. So prepare yourselves for a journey of deep and profound discoveries, unsettling questions about the future that awaits us as we continue to unravel the mysteries surrounding the mark of the beast. It is essential to recognize that the events described in Revelation will not unfold immediately. The spirit of Antichrist is already at work, preparing the ground for what is to come. 1 John 4:3 warns us, "And every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of God. But this is the spirit of Antichrist, which ye have heard is to come, and is now in the world." As previously mentioned, deception will play a crucial role. The Antichrist will not present himself as the villain many imagine. Instead, he will disguise himself as a peacemaker, a solver of global problems. The masses will follow him, deceived by his appearances and good intentions. This is accompanied by idolatry, which will play a significant role. People will begin to worship the Antichrist as an idol or celebrity. In addition to deception, idolatry will be a driving force. Modern society already demonstrates tendencies to worship celebrities and athletes. Many have idols whom they revere as deities. Although it does not seem like worship in the traditional sense, this idolatry prepares people's minds to accept and worship the Antichrist when he reveals himself. The power of the Antichrist will be extraordinary. He will perform feats that seem impossible. He will present solutions to global crises, bringing about an apparent era of peace and prosperity. In 2 Thessalonians 2, 3-4, we are warned. Let no one deceive you in any way, for it will not be so unless apostasy comes and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above everything that is called God or is object of worship, to the point of sitting in the sanctuary of God, boasting himself as God, my God. It is essential to understand that the Antichrist is not a distant threat. The spirit of iniquity is already at work, and we cannot close our eyes to it. Through deception and idolatry, the world is being prepared to accept the mark of the beast. Therefore, do not underestimate the opponents. Power to deceive and seduce. Apocalyptic events may be closer than we imagine. As we continue our journey towards understanding apocalyptic events, let us delve deeper into the strategy of deception. Nowadays, the spirit of Antichrist acts in a sneaky way, just as he did in the Garden of Eden, and when tempting Jesus, the Antichrist will not emerge as a red-eyed monster, but as a man of peace, deceiving the world with seemingly benevolent solutions. A crucial part of the Antichrist strategy will be to undermine people's faith in God. He will utter blasphemies against God to deceive the masses, as mentioned in 2 Thessalonians 2, 3-4. The goal is to draw people's attention away from God and focus it in himself. The Antichrist will not only present himself as a solution, but he will also try to replace God in their hearts. The power of the Antichrist will be so seductive that millions will worship him. He will become a figure of reconciliation, peace, and hope, appearing like a beacon in the midst of darkness. But remember, the beacon in the midst of darkness. But remember, adversary can disguise himself as an angel of light. He will come like a lamb, but he will have the cunning of a dragon, as the Bible warns us. The second strategy, in addition to deception, involves the promise of material riches. Who wouldn't want a prosperous life? At this point, the prophecy of Revelation 13:16-17 comes into play, which states that no one will be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast. The adversary will utilize human greed, offering temporal riches in exchange for eternal loyalty. We must recognize that idolatry is not limited to wooden statues and idols. In our modern society, idolatry occurs when celebrities, musicians, athletes, and even false religious leaders are elevated to an almost divine status. Crowds worship these idols. They call out their names and follow them blindly. This is a symptom of the mindset that will make it easier to worship the Antichrist when he appears. He will appear popular, charismatic, and admired. Be aware, my friends. The spirit of Antichrist is already in action, preparing the ground for the fulfillment of the prophecies. Do not underestimate the power of the adversary to deceive and seduce. Apocalyptic events may be closer than we imagine. It is important to highlight a significant challenge we currently face in the media in general. Increasingly, we see Antichrist and adversary figures being portrayed not as evil beings, but as benevolent figures or even heroes. This is part of a subtle strategy to prepare people's minds to accept the Antichrist when he reveals himself. It is important to note how moral and spiritual values are being inverted in contemporary media. Characters who were once clearly portrayed as evil are now presented as charismatic heroes. Through skillfully crafted narratives, audiences are led to sympathize with figures who, in reality, represent evil. This softening of evil is a dangerous strategy. As people become accustomed to seeing evil as acceptable or even admirable, they will become more susceptible to the influence of the Antichrist when he emerges as a man of peace. The media is inadvertently contributing to preparing people's minds to accept a figure who can represent absolute evil. Faced with this challenge, it is vital that we maintain spiritual discernment. We must question the narratives that try to invert our values and make us sympathize with what is evil. We must remember the scriptural warnings about the spirit of Antichrist and his ability to deceive. We need to remain firm in our beliefs and not be seduced by false representations. It is our duty as Christians to inform others about this deceptive subtlety. We must share the truth about the Antichrist and the adversary so that people are aware of the spiritual dangers we face as we continue to explore the signs of the beast. Let us remember that the spiritual battle is ongoing and we need to be prepared. We are going to analyze whether this is real, opening the eyes of those who cannot see and making them see with other eyes, the eyes of faith. If you care about the state of minds and souls around us, please share this message to raise awareness of the subtle deception taking place in the media at large. Together, we can face these challenges and remain true to the truth. And don't forget to share your comments and messages. Subscribe now to receive more uplifting content like this.